Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. So I'm just gonna be taking a bit of a break for now, just a break from the cassette videos, because I recently played a game against Eric Rosen. Yeah, the very popular International Master and Twitch streamer. I believe I played him 4 days ago, which was December 6th. So yeah, December 6th. When was that? Tuesday, something like that. That's when I played Eric Rosen. At the time, I was 1489 rapid, and he's 2609. So it's a pretty big difference. It's almost like more than 1100 points difference. So of course, it's a pretty pretty bad game for me. Of course, I played very poorly compared to him. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through the game and discuss like everything I did wrong and what I should have done. Then after that, I'm going to show a clip from the stream. So it's gonna be a bit different from compared to my other chess videos, especially my Kasparov chess videos, because in those videos I showed the clip first before the discussion. But here, Eric actually did some analysis of his own on stream, and so just so you know, I still have time to discuss a bit further. I'm going to do the analysis first before I show the stream. So, when I was going through the game, I turned on the computer so I could see, like the points, and you can see down here I made a big blunder, and that just made it very smooth, very easy for Eric to get a win. And at some point I was actually +1, which is very interesting. Anyway, so I went for e4, e5. He's trying to go for a Stafford apparently. Knight f3, knight f6, and I just went for the Italian, my usual opening. This was actually the very last game when I played castles instead of d3 and then bishop out, because he actually gave some advice during the game that it's probably better to go d3 rather than castles immediately, because it focuses on development more, and this bishop isn't really much of a threat because it's defended. So yeah, anyway, knight c6, there's the d3, bishop g4 to pin my knight, h3, I tried to move it out. I did not want to go g4 because that's just unnecessary pushing of pawns in front of my king. I was satisfied with h3, but that proved to be a pretty difficult thing later on in the game. I tried to pin the knight as well. He brought his knight to d4. I'm not sure why the computer calls it an inaccuracy, but either way, it's still a pretty good move. I could trade and whatnot, and he is setting up this little trap which is in the Italian as well. Because yeah, in the Italian the normal trap is to go knight d5 here. Then if you, for example, take, take, assuming there was no queen there or anything else defending other than that pawn or something. Yeah, it's a pretty simple trap in the Italian, but the computer counts it as a blunder. Why is that so? Well, I believe it's because after doing this, black can just very easily take this knight, which is exactly what Eric did. He took the knight with check. And then when I took, that basically damaged my pawn structure, and my king now is very unsafe, and that's why that's considered a blunder, I believe. Now I'm not sure why h6 is considered a blunder as well. I don't know why the computer says that, but apparently the line here is I have to take first, and then with that, perhaps, like, if he takes, for example, let me just really quickly turn on the computer so it could see. Yeah, if it takes with the pawn, that just leaves it, I suppose kind of equal, because the pawn structures are actually symmetrical. The entire game is symmetrical, except that I'm castled, so I have a very slight disadvantage because the g file is very, very open. Anyway, played g5. Yeah, so hold on. Yeah, h6, and this was a blunder. Bishop h4, because he said in the stream, yeah, after g5, which is basically his signature pawn move, I have absolutely no future. This bishop has no future whatsoever. It can't really do anything. What I should have done is I could have either, yeah, taken. I could have taken, or instead of that, I could have moved my bishop out somewhere, something like this. So, you know, I can remove one of these big attackers and sort of free up my rook a little bit more. And this pawn on f3 is actually a very, very vital pawn later in the game. Anyway, so you went g5, and I took the knight first. Not sure why it's considered. Yeah, well, I know why it's considered a blunder, because after the next move, queen takes f6, the queen has just a very big initiative on the game, and it's very easy for the queen to just go and attack the king and eventually checkmate, and that's basically what he did. So I brought my bishop back. Bishop takes. Yeah, there you go. Just big blunder. Bishop takes f3. I cannot do anything about that pawn. I just lost the pawn. Because, yeah, obviously if I take with the queen, you know, Eric would just take back with his own queen. Anyway, I went queen d2. h5, he's starting to pawn storm my area. I tried to give a check in desperation, but yeah, my bishop has nowhere to go. And for some reason, I don't know why the computer is suggesting a bishop sacrifice here with takes. I'm not sure why that is so. But anyway, yeah, that's what the computer is trying to suggest. But either way, I am very, very much losing. You can see it right there, minus 12.5. I took, and it says here, yeah, checkmate is now unavoidable with mate in 8 for black. Of course, it's a bit advanced for him to spot that. Yeah, mate in 8. Especially, you know, against a lower rated player like me, you know. So I'm sure he wouldn't put that much time towards calculating a mate in 8. But anyway, this here is a very interesting suggestion. It wants me to go rook d1 so that I can sacrifice the rook to remove one of these big attackers, so that I won't get mated as quickly as, you know, as last time, as in the game rather. So yeah, knight takes g4 check. Very big attack now. King f1, rook g2, rook e2 takes, and then I tried to grab that bishop, but it was too late. It was checkmate. Yeah, so that sacrifice was very interesting. It possibly could have actually, prolonged the game a little bit more. For example, yeah, if takes there, it's just, yeah, assuming he just goes something like this, it's already, yeah, move 21, and he's not in mate in 1 yet, and yeah, he checkmated me on move 22. So if I sacrifice the rook, possibly, I could have prolonged the game. But anyway, very nice game. Lost, of course, but it's fine. I played Eric Rosen. It was my very first time, because yeah, he started the stream in the afternoon in Dubai, and since the time zones are not so far off from over here in Asia, yeah, since the time zones aren't super far off from Dubai, I believe we're like 4 or 5 hours ahead of Dubai in terms of the time, and so it was a bit in the late afternoon for me compared to his other streams when he's, you know, back in his studio in the US. Um, Over here it's um pretty late at night. So yeah, that's why it's only now that I was able to get a challenge in. And you know, I tried to get challenges in before in his other streams. The thing is though, um he he didn't really accept the challenges because there were already too many, and I was already a bit late. Um and so yeah, this is my very first successful challenge to him. That's why later when you watch the clip, he did not recognize my name on the stream. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. You can look at the card at the top there to see a playlist of my other chess videos, and later at the end of the video you'll see an end screen. You could click on that to look at my previous Kasparov chess video, where I faced the man himself, Garry Kasparov, and not the bot. Some people have been telling me, hey, is this video just you fighting the bot? No, it's the man himself, okay? No bots allowed. That's cheating. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the clip. Bye-bye.
Okay, did this work? Hey, okay, it's working. So hopefully people can connect their like username and make their name purple. I don't recognize this name. Bit the Vits. Let's play this person.
Equals P.
10-minute casual chess. Okay. I gotta start with going for a Stafford because why not? Welcome back, Go Tricks. Subbing for 8 months. Yeah, maybe at some point I can do a poll or a viewer tournament. Viewer tournaments usually win the polls. Ah, so we have this line. I'll play h6. I think h6 is pretty standard. I also have bishop g4 immediately. h3. And this is giving me so much nostalgia. So I used to play this idea when I was a kid.
Love game 6 as much as everyone else.
Yeah, game 6 was very lovable. Welcome back, Singapore Backgammon. It was just really long, so it turned into like a 13 or 14-hour workday. But it was still lovable. It was cool to witness history. To be there in person. Yeah, my workday started probably at like 10 or 11 a.m. or noon, and then I got back to my hotel at like 2 a.m. Wow, so we're using the same idea. Yeah, this is like the first middle game plan I learned when I began my chess career. And usually it's white who benefits from the symmetry, but because I haven't castled, I think that's a benefit for me. I think I'll start with h6. h6 or maybe takes on f3 first. I'll take on f3 first. I take with knight because I want to preserve my bishop. And then h6. It's looking likely the g file will open if we see bishop takes or knight takes f6. Okay, if that move, I can play this move. And now this bishop is going to be stuck for the rest of time. Yeah, somehow this turned really unfortunate for white really quickly. Idea now to pawn storm. Oh, where's the best place to see my photos? Probably the FIDE Flickr page, which I can share. You can also see the photos on stream right now. These are photos from yesterday.
It's a Rosen. Hi.
I can do some photo show and tell at some point later. Oh, hi to Pizza Racer. Welcome back. Subbing for 22 months. Yeah, the goal in this position is to open the G or H file. Need to get a rook involved somehow. Probably H4 and then G4. If G4 first, then H4 and white closes things down. Did I watch all of game 6? I did. I took breaks here and there, but I was out and about. Okay, so I'll start with this. Hey, it's Jay. What's up, Jay? You're just in time for my storm. I am still in Dubai. Yeah, I'll be here as long as the match keeps going. So probably not much longer. Next opening, it's an interesting question. I mean, Nepo's been very predictable so far in the opening, like just going for all these anti-marshals. But maybe we'll see some C4. G3 would be cool. G3 or B3. But yeah, opponent has no idea what to do here. It's hard to know what to do when there's not much to do. I have not spoke with Magnus or Nepo. No, I'm not allowed to talk to them during the game, unfortunately. There's a rule that the photographers can't really make any noises. Like we all use like silent shooting or silent shutter. And I'm only allowed to be in the playing, like inside the playing room for the first 7 minutes of the game. So yeah, even if I wanted to distract the players, it would be quite difficult. Okay, good game, bit the bits. Yeah, this opening, both sides have to be careful of the same idea. I can give a general tip, because especially when I was younger, I had this position all the time for both sides. One tip here. Okay, I played bishop G4. Actually, maybe white's already in some small trouble. One tip, if you really just want to avoid bishop G4, you can play H3. I was also going to recommend knight A4 at some point, but it might be better to start with D3. Just a more flexible move. And if this, I was going to suggest knight A4 is a nice way to get rid of this bishop. Black pretty much has to trade it off. If here, B4, eventually the bishop will drop back and white can take. And then on the plus side, let's say bishop B6, takes. White has a move like C3, and then I can't play knight D4. So that's a slightly more advanced way of playing for white, but can solve the problems of this early bishop G4, knight D4 idea. Thank you, Swati. Do they have a sign, don't feed the players at the entrance? Yeah, you probably saw my post. I was comparing the players to zoo animals because they're inside this like glass enclosure. And most of these photos were taken through the glass. And it's very much like watching animals at a zoo. Like they sometimes make funny faces. Sometimes they just leave.